I've never been the kind of man who craves attention, but that night, on my birthday, every gaze in the room found me, and none of it felt good. The dining hall buzzed with chatter, friends, family, coworkers, all gathered around the long table. Laughter bounced against the walls, the scent of grilled steak wafted in from the patio, and fairy lights glimmered above us. My wife, Emily, rose from her chair, wineglass in hand. She tapped her fork against it, her voice slicing through the noise. Starting today, she announced, he's got new rules. The crowd chuckled, thinking it was all in fun. But when I caught sight of her coworker, Derek, leaning back in his seat with that smug little grin, like he knew something I didn't, it hit different. Or maybe he thought I didn't know what he did. Emily went on. Rule number 1, she teased. No more gaming late into the night. Rule number 2, it's time he starts acting like a real man. Laughter swelled. Derek lifted his glass toward her, as if sharing some inside joke. I smiled, pretended to, but each word felt like a dull blade carving into my chest. I stayed quiet. I didn't argue, because this wasn't just my birthday, it was my farewell. For weeks, I'd known about the late-night texts, the work meetings that stretched past midnight, the phone she suddenly guarded like a secret. I had the proof, screenshots and all. And tonight, I was done pretending. When the cake arrived and everyone began singing, Emily stood behind me, her hands resting lightly on my shoulders, her smile wide and practiced. But her touch was cold. As the candles flickered out and the applause faded, I lifted my glass and stood. No rage, no outburst, just calm. Thank you all for coming, I said. It means a lot having everyone here. But before we go on, I've got an announcement. A few people paused, forks midway to their mouths. Emily's brow furrowed, though her smile didn't fade, yet. She joked about new rules for me, I continued. But I've got one last rule of my own. Nervous laughter. Derek's smirk didn't budge. I met her eyes. Our marriage is over. The room went dead silent. Emily blinked, confusion twisting her expression. What? She whispered. I set my phone on the table. I know about you and Derek, I said quietly. I know everything. You could have heard a pin drop. Derek's grin vanished. Emily's face drained of color. What are you talking about? She stammered as every eye turned toward her. I tapped my phone, and the TV screen on the wall came alive. Messages, screenshots, her words to Derek, calling me dull, saying she was done with me, promising herself to someone who made her feel again. Gasps rippled through the room. Her best friend dropped her fork. My brother's jaw tightened. Derek looked like he wanted the floor to swallow him. Emily shot to her feet, trembling. Turn it off. This isn't the place, she cried, tears brimming. I stayed composed. You made a joke at my expense in front of everyone, I said softly. So I figured the truth deserved an audience too. She reached toward me. I stepped back. You don't have to do this, she pleaded. We can talk, just us. I shook my head. You stopped talking privately the moment you brought someone else into it. Derek started to mumble. Man, it's not what it looks like. I cut him off with a faint smile. Actually, it's exactly what it looks like. And by the way, HR will have those messages by morning. You're her superior, which makes this workplace misconduct. Color drained from his face. The smike, the bravado, gone. Panic settled in its place. Emily broke down, sobbing. Please, we can fix this. Don't do this here, she begged, clutching my hand. I pulled away. You told me to be a real man, remember? Real men don't allow disrespect in their own homes. I slid off my wedding ring, set it beside the half-melted cake, and said quietly, Happy birthday to me. The room stayed frozen. Her mother covered her mouth. Someone whispered, Oh my God. Eyes darted between us, some filled with pity, others with disgust, but no one spoke. Emily stood there shaking, mascara streaking down her face. The confident woman who once mocked me with new rules now had none to follow. Just the consequences. I turned toward the door. She stumbled after me, clutching at my arm. Please, we can go to therapy. I'll fix it. I'll do anything. I met her gaze one final time. You said you didn't owe me satisfaction, I said evenly. Now, I don't owe you commitment. Then I walked away, no hesitation, no glance back. I got into my car, shut the door, and for the first time in what felt like years, peace filled the silence. Inside, they were still frozen in shock. The laughter had died, the music stopped, but the lights still glowed softly overhead. The party was over, and so was our story. That night, she tried to set the rules, and I simply decided not to play by them.